YouTube, welcome to Cafe Noma and welcome to our reaction to The Doors. We are going to react to the song Riders on the Storm.
Requested by a patron, a national acrobat.
Yes.
Let's get started. I have heard this song.
You have?
I have heard this
Riders
song.
on the Storm.
Yeah. So it's not my first time listen. Obviously, my first time reaction on YouTube. But I have heard this song before.
I have never heard this one. So for me, first time listen, first time
That's
reaction.
the difference, essential difference between us and every other reactor on YouTube. If when we've heard a song, we say it unless we don't remember it for some reason or the other. Big difference. Others have scripted reactions, we have unscripted.
Riders on the storm, riders on the storm. Into this house we're born, into this world we're thrown. Like a dog without a bone and hacked her out on loan. Riders on the storm, there's a killer on the road. His brain is squirming like a toad. Take a long holiday, let your children play. If you give this man a ride, sweet family will die. Killer on the road, Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm. Into this house we're born. Into this world we're thrown. Like a dog without a bone, an actor out on loan. Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm.
Oh, Riders on the Storm.
This sounds more relaxing than actually Riders on the Storm. It was made more dreamy. Actually, it can induce sleep. The way they also go out, the
Outro.
the way it was done, that was literally as if putting someone to sleep. Relax. It's all done. It was nice. It was soothing. It is actually made that way. I don't know if that was intended, but the music plays that way. And the vocals also were almost on the same pitch, so not going trying to be pitchy or on a higher note. It was all on the same tone, and I liked the long solo or instrumental that was going on. I like the chemistry of the pianist here. It felt like a piano, maybe done on the keyboard, not sure, but the pianist, the drummer, and the bass guitarist, the way they were all in their own world. The music kept playing and no vocals, nothing. It was just let to play for that longer time. It sounded good. It was soothing.
Yeah, brilliantly crafted. It's more or less a thought-provoking song on the sad side of things, depressing side of things even. A little bit of advice thrown in there in the second verse where he's saying, girl, you gotta love your man. Take him by the hand, make him understand. A lot depends on that basically. So, a little bit of advice giving and wisdom by the doors, maybe wisdom of the East. Just like most of the music, I felt it was more Hindustani classical than anything else. It seemed to be inspired from a country other than America for sure. So the way it went, the whole thing, the music is what made it vibrant, rich, and overall it was extremely soothing. It was extraordinary because you don't hear music like this every day. In fact, it's very rare. In the whole year of 2020 or even 2021, I can bet you not a single song may have been released, a new song, which will come close to the artistry of these musicians and the vocalist. Not a single song, mind you. There'll be over 20,000 songs released. But not one of those 20,000 will come close to the musical genius as well as the way it was sung by Jim Morrison. It was as if he was sitting at a table and talking to you. It was not the usual Jim Morrison who puts all his effort and is literally on the verge of shouting and yelling at certain times. This was more subdued. It's as if he's sitting at the table. He's got a drink in his hand, maybe a glass of wine, maybe something more stiff, and he's letting it out, all out. He's pouring it all out. He's possibly trying to say that, this is how life is. We are all mere players. It's a big, large stage, and we are all mere players. We are all riders on the storm. I don't know the exact meaning of what that phrase means. Perhaps someone will enlighten us in the comments if they know, or if one of the band members shared it at some point of time while they were alive or while they were still playing. So I don't know, but for me it meant like, we are all just tiny fragments. I thought of Dust in the Wind of Kansas a little bit at that time, but then it went on to the advice giving verse. And then, everything, I just had to forget about everything once the music really kicked in. It just set up the right environment. The ambience was phenomenally meditative. It became meditative, it became relaxing, it became earthy, it became soulful. It just took on a different avatar, the rest of the song. The musical genius is just off the charts. In fact, from the year 2001 till 2021, you'll get less than 5 songs which will come to the musical genius of this one. Less than 5 songs. It may sound like, I'm exaggerating, or what do I know about music that comes out in the English language mainly, I'm talking about here, and from America, US mainly, UK mainly, basically these 2 countries. So, you may say, I'm exaggerating, there are so many good songs. When I talk about the musical genius and the vocal artistry of Jim Morrison, he never did what he did in other songs. Most of the other songs, whether it's Roadhouse Blues, or whether it's The End, or whether it's other songs we've not even reacted to, but I have heard, he puts a lot of emphasis on certain lines, certain words. Here it was just calm. It was an exploration of his thoughts. It's like he has an open mind for once, and he's sharing what just comes in at that point of time. Even though it sounds wise, even though it sounds like a lot of thought may have gone into the lyrics, I can almost guarantee you this was possibly written over a single peg of whiskey or some other hard drink. I can almost guarantee you this was written quite swiftly. On the other hand, the remaining band members may have worked all night, possibly all day, to create the music for this one. This reminded me a lot of Kitaro, the best songs of Kitaro, Yanni, Buddha Bar, and so many others, Suzanne Ciani, etc. So many others that I'm still exploring their catalog. This reminded me a lot of them. This was more on the meditative side of things. It's been a while since I heard it, but wow, this was awesome. This was awesome, an awesome experience to listen to music of this caliber, because we get requested over 1,000 songs a year. That we managed to do. Of course, we slowed down a lot in the last year or so because of personal commitments, as well as many other things that we are doing on the side. So we've slowed down a lot, and we definitely don't take up that many requests anymore like we used to. But I can guarantee you this is top 5 of the requests that we'll get this year and that we have got possibly in the last year. Top 5. Yes. It's difficult to explain why. You have to listen to it to actually get it. And this is one of those instances where that applies perfectly. It may not seem hardcore lyrically. It may not seem that good lyrically. But it's not about the lyrics. It's about the way the vocals go, the way he sings. When you compare it to all the other songs that the Doors that's created, and the ones we've heard at least, and the way the music plays is just ultra brilliant. And I'm very glad to know that the Doors, as well as most other leading artists of that generation, were inspired and influenced in some way or another by Indian music, Indian classical music specifically, Greek music, Mediterranean music, other sides of the Mediterranean, Middle Eastern music, as well as Latino music. So a lot of the influences clearly can be seen in this one alone. The influences of the Doors, at least. There's no running away from saying that I was inspired in this one. The Doors was definitely inspired. It's not something from their part of the world. It's something from out of their comfort zone. And therein lies the brilliance of it. When you step outside your comfort zone, like we do every single day of the year as reactors, listening to music that we don't ordinarily listened to or have grown up with. At least not Kirti. I have heard a lot of music from that part of the world, but Kirti hasn't. To do that every single day of the year is something that really makes you a much bigger avatar, persona, human being than you actually are. Because you're stepping out of your bubble, you're stepping out of all the restrictions placed on you by society and other things that bind you. You're stepping out of all of that. And if I ask any of our listeners and viewers today if they've heard more than 20 songs and they like 20 songs in languages apart from English, especially if they are English speakers all their lives, I can guarantee you 99.9% of the viewers, if this reaction manages to touch 10,000 views in the next 2 years, I can guarantee you 9,900 and possibly 90 of those viewers will not have heard or cannot remember 20 songs that they like outside the English language. So what Doors has shown here is that it's good to expand your horizon. In fact, that's how the name Doors come. It's opening up your horizons to so much more than what you limit yourself to on a daily basis in your part of the world or any part of the world. So Doors really expands the minds, the horizons and the lives of their listeners, specifically with this song. If I have to name a song that characterizes the name of the group perfectly, it would be this, Riders on the Storm of the Doors. It characterizes the name The Doors to perfection. That's
Very
it for
well
this one. And if you'd like to support reactors like us, it's still not too late. While we are still on YouTube, still online, still alive, your chance to support us is very much dramatic and instrumental in keeping us around. You can see the search results. Type The Doors Reaction on YouTube and you'll find us right at the bottom. All the other reactors, specifically from America and UK, will be on top of us. That's just how the algorithm is designed. It's just how it is designed. Call it racial bias, racial injustice, call it the YouTube algorithm. It has happened with us thousands of times, and from day one, mind you. Sometimes people say, oh, off late, maybe your reviews are not that great, you're not doing that great request, so that's why you're buried in the algorithm. No, from day one. And we have screenshots of all of it. We have Excel files from YouTube Analytics itself of all of it. So we've been buried from day one, not now. So that YouTube algorithm has been from 2017 and possibly from 2007 when they first started, where they always kept American YouTubers, reactors and English YouTuber reactors on top of everyone else in the world. So that is how it is. And that's the truth of it. You're hearing it from someone, from a group of people who've made more videos than most other channels on YouTube. We are in the top 1% of YouTubers as far as numbers of videos, quality videos that we have created, and possibly more videos of 10 minutes plus than any other channel possibly in the history of YouTube. So that says a lot when I say something like that.